The actor Alan Rickman has died from cancer at the age of 69. Famed for his leading roles in Harry Potter and Truly Madly Deeply, he was also known for his theatrical prowess. During a career which began in the late 1970s, he won a BAFTA, a Golden Globe, Emmy and Screen Actors Guild Award. Friends and admirers have been tweeting their tributes. The comedian Rory Bremner says he's shocked and saddened to hear Alan Rickman has died. Terrific actor, kind, generous man, replied to and funded actor Martin Richardson at drama school. Singer Alison Moyet wrote on Twitter, "All the beauty we have lost this week. There was never justice. Goodbye, Alan Rickman. We shall miss you." Robert Llewellyn, who played Crichton in Red Dwarf, tweeted, "Just heard about Alan Rickman, the man who made Galaxy Quest exquisitely uncomfortable for me. Very sad news." And we've also heard from the former Labour leader Ed Miliband. He said, "Really sad to hear about Alan Rickman. Brilliant actor, deeply principled man. My heart goes out to Rima and his family." And the former Guardian editor, Alan Rusbridger, said, "Such sad news about Alan Rickman. Only last month he instantly agreed to a student charity video. Video in question was to raise money to help refugees."
We're trying to make a viral video to help refugees. We're slowly gathering views as this tortoise munches away. It works like this: the more views the video gets, the more advertising revenue YouTube will give us. We give that money to Save the Children and Refugee Council. All you need to do is watch and share. Together, you and this tortoise can make a difference.
Well, she's Joshi with us now. Oh, such sad news when we heard this earlier today.
Yeah, terrible news. Just listening to that voice, unmistakable. And I've been sitting in an edit suite for the past hour or so trying to put together his best bits, and he was such a versatile actor. You're reminded when you look back at the catalogue of films, the sort of the variety of roles and just the way he brought those characters to life.
Welcome to the BBC News at 1. In the last hour, it's been announced that Alan Rickman, one of Britain's most popular actors, has died in London. He was 69 and had been suffering from cancer. His vivid diction and wicked sense of humour on screen made him a huge hit in films such as Robin Hood and Die Hard. He showed a gentler side in films such as Truly Madly Deeply and Love Actually. Rickman found a fresh legion of fans with his role as Professor Snape in the Harry Potter films. Well, with me now is the film critic Jason Solomons. This news has just broken. A huge shock. He was one of this country's favourite actors.
Absolutely. I had no idea that he was suffering from illness. He was working, of course, all the way up. Recently brought out a film this year, directing Kate Winslet in A Little Chaos. Had just worked with Tim Burton again in Alice Through the Looking Glass, where he was playing the voice of Absalom the Caterpillar. And, of course, that voice will remain with us, even though he was a great physical actor as well. He had this wonderful, as you mentioned, diction as well that was part nasal, part snake-like. He could hiss the words out, as we saw him in Severus Snape. A whole generation kind of were I suppose, scared of Alan Rickman as well. But there was always a gentleness to it, that wit, that humour, even when he was playing the villain, which is why he kind of broke the mould for Hollywood villains, playing Hans Gruber, of course, opposite Bruce Willis in the Die Hard series of films. And it became sort of a staple in Hollywood that the villain would sort of speak with a British accent because of Alan Rickman. And he was wonderful, of course, as the Sheriff of Nottingham, opposite Kevin Costner in The Prince of Thieves, which could have been a sort of po-faced adaptation, but he brought this kind of real kind of viciousness to the Sheriff of Nottingham. That wonderful line, of course, closing the door and saying, "And cancel Christmas." We shall remember him forever.
And you've mentioned Hollywood. Globally, he was a huge name. Yeah,
absolutely. The Harry Potter franchise, of course, took a lot of British actors out into that global territory, but Die Hard is a massive, massive franchise. But he also worked very well in costume dramas such as Ang Lee's Sense and Sensibility, in which he was a brilliant Colonel Brandon, again, catching the wit of Jane Austen's prose, and his friend Emma Thompson's adaptation of it for Ang Lee. Ang Lee, about to read out the Oscar nominations in Hollywood this morning, will definitely be shocked about this news. I know how much he appreciated Alan Rickman's facility with the English language. He was a Shakespearean actor who translated that into Hollywood roles and could do spoof roles like Galaxy Quest, a sci-fi spoof, and work with people like Tim Burton so wonderfully and opposite Helena Bonham Carter, again a great friend of his, in The Demon Barber of Fleet Street, Sweeney Todd.
Jason, thank you very much, Jason Solomons. Alan Rickman, who's died at the age of 69.